All right, so I'm here at the Carrabassett Valley Outdoor Center, the Sugarloaf Outdoor Center. Going to ride some Carrabassett Valley. Don't exactly know where I'm going, but I have picked a trail that, or I picked a route that is actually pretty similar to the one that BKXC did, if you saw his video here from earlier this summer. So it should be an amazing day out. If you look out, the fall colors are in full display here. Yeah, gonna go check out these trails and see what's out there and see if I can see if I can do this, see if I can get through all this stuff that I am planning to. So yeah, I went into this day with a plan. Things didn't exactly work out, but you'll see what I mean about that later. I started out on the beautifully manicured Snail Trail, a green trail just north of the Outdoor Center parking lot. Carrabassett Valley has miles and miles of trails, and there's absolutely no way you could ride all of them in one day. But I had a plan that was going to get me to most of the ones I was most excited about. So from Snail Trail, I linked up with Route 27 connector to access the narrow gauge trail and all of the trails that shoot off from it on the north side of the valley. By the way, in case it isn't obvious, I'm not adding any music to this video. This was just a gorgeous fall ride, and I want to bring you all along with me and give you a taste of what it was really like. The first real challenge on my route was Mike's Mile 59, a black cross-country trail. Ooh, water view, look at that. It has been so dry. Pretty sure that in a normal year, most of these rocks would be underwater. There's barely even a river here right now. That's crazy. I've had some success with black downhill trails, but these cross-country trails are killers if you can't keep your momentum or don't shift at the right moment. Suffice it to say that I did not clean this trail. Oh, nope. Oh, After Mike's and a little riding on narrow gauge, I came across Grassy Loops, which is a green trail. I decided to try a bit of it even though it wasn't actually in my route plan. And I didn't hit all of it, but it seems like a nice mellow series of loops. But I wanted to get some downhill, which meant it was time to climb. Reversing BKXC's route, I went up Newton's Revenge so that later I could come down Oak Knoll. Still climbing Newton's Revenge. So most tourists come to Maine in the summer, and I totally understand why. I mean, I think it has a lot to do with summer vacation for kids and escaping the heat, although with climate change that's harder and harder than it used to be. I think it's this way. But for my money, there is no better time than the fall. Of course, oh boy, this is steep. Of course, the challenge is that it doesn't last very long. At least if you consider fall this time where the leaves are changing you know, you got a couple weeks of this and they're all going to be gone, and we'll be into the bleak pre-winter where everything just looks dead until the snow hits. Next was a trail called Bigelow Approach, although I was only riding part of it to get to the first trail I was really psyched about, Bear Trail. And if you know the trails here, you're probably already shaking your head because Bigelow Approach takes you to the bottom of Bear Trail. I'll spare you all the climbing footage, but long story short, I'm an idiot who should pay more attention to the direction of trails on trail forks. Bear Trail was absolutely worth the extra miles I put in to do it in the right direction, though. Oh, that wasn't great. Needed more speed. Whew. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Whew. After Bear Trail, I still wanted to go down Oak Knoll, which meant circling around again. And that would have been more painful if it weren't for views like this. But a few trails and a connector road later, finally, Oak Knoll downhill. Okay, I may have been a little premature on the downhill claim. Oh, ooh. Jesus, there's just so much loose between the leaves and the rocks. Drop apparently. Ugh. this. Stopped here to change my battery, and there's a squirrel over there that's real mad at me. All right, sorry, buddy. Don't worry, I'm getting out of your way. Just changing a battery. I'll keep going here. Yes! That's about it for the glorious chunk of Oak Knoll. But just in case any of that gave the impression that I'm not still bad at mountain biking, here are some of the parts of that descent that I didn't show you. Oh, oh, that was not the right way to take that turn. Oh, Jesus. All right. Oh, getting tired, not looking far enough ahead. Oh, shit. Woo. Almost lost the front there. I also cut out a lot of corners because I'm pretty awful at cornering. It's on the list of things to work on, folks. By the time I got back to the car for a quick snack, I'd covered more than 12 miles, which was a lot more than I'd planned for at that point. For both time and fitness reasons, I decided to skip the planned trip up to Hurricane. That trail would have to wait until my next trip. But I did get out and ride a bunch more trails, including 2 more that are worth showing. The first was T.O.A.D, which is kind of like Oak Knoll but more mellow, both in terms of the grade and in terms of the chunkiness. Then, for the last trail of the day, I hit Par 3, which is a fun green flow trail that's right near the parking lot. Now, I had about 17 miles and not enough caffeine or calories in my legs at this point. But this would be a really fun trail to blast through if you could bring a bit more energy to the pumpy and pedally sections. Next time. That was it for this trip, although, of course, I couldn't leave without trying the skill features at the Outdoor Center. If you made it this far, why not hit the like button and subscribe? I've got new videos every week, and you can join me on my journey as I learn to mountain bike and explore the trails of New England. There we go. All right, let's call it a day. And a heck of a day it was.